market has evolved quite a bit in Europe over the past decade. It grew exponentially since the last crisis and from a low base, all right? And now we have a lot more managers, it's a lot more competitive, a lot more products in the market, and it now has a more prominent place in investor portfolios. And on the back of that, there's a couple of trends we're seeing. One is an increasing activity in the secondary space, which is quite new. There wasn't really a market before. Secondly, there's probably, I would mention the improvement in the risk-adjusted return potential in private credit, not least due to there being kind of a pullback on the public market, and private credit really stepping into the space to fill in some of that demand and being able to capture some premiums in the process, tightening standards and generally lending to better quality companies. And the third and most interesting for us is probably there's an increased interest for private credit from a new source of capital in wealth management. And we really see GPs wanting to capture that interest by creating new fund structures that work with really well for the high net worth investor and a wealth manager in mind. And so that's a space we're following closely. So I think if you're a GP, you're probably seeing plenty of opportunities to deploy capital right now, just given these dynamics of there being a lot of demand for that capital, but not as much source, providers of capital. And so I think if you're a GP, you're probably more focused on fundraising at the moment and making sure that you serve your investors in the best possible way to make sure you stand out from your competition. There's generally a decreasing pool of capital with a lot of institutional investors pulling back from investments or being over-allocated to the capital, to this sort of strategy really. And then if you're the LP, you're then looking at which GPs to re-up with, if at all, if to expand into new strategies. And there's this overhang of a valuation reset, really, especially on the equity markets, the private equity side, but really there may be an effect on credit as well in terms of increasing loss ratios and more workout situations. I think those are probably the key concerns on LPs and GPs' minds right now. I think from my personal perspective, I'd probably like to see, maybe if not a change, but a continuation of a trend, even a ramp up of this trend of creating products with the high net worth investor in mind. We create global portfolios for our clients, and I think in Europe is a bit of a lag in terms of creating these structures compared to North America, and for us to be able to create globally diversified portfolios, it would be good to see some more European managers deciding to set up some of these innovative strategies. Well, it's very exciting to be here, reconnect with the investor community, and it's been a generally well-attended event, so happy to be here and looking forward to tomorrow.